Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into something fascinating, maybe even a bit thorny. It's the final chapter of the Ramayana, the Uttara Kanda, the Book of Aftermath. And we're basing our discussion today on some specific excerpts from the Uttara Kanda, Book of Aftermath PDF. These are really going to help us unpack some deep stuff.
That's right. The Uttara Kanda, it's the seventh book, the final one. Think of it as an epilogue. And it's definitely got its controversies, hasn't it? But it's so important for looking at themes like justice, sacrifice, and especially the complexities of dharma for someone like a king. It gets complicated.
Yeah, and Dharma here, for you listening, it's not just, being a good person. It's bigger. It's this whole web of duty, cosmic rules, how things should be run, especially if you're the ruler. That's really key in this Book of Aftermath. So our mission, really, is to walk you through this emotional roller coaster, this ethical maze. We want to show why it's more than just an ending. It's like a lens, right? Showing the real cost of being a king, of doing your duty. Get ready for some moments that honestly might surprise you and really stick with you. So where do we start? We kick things off right after the big victory. Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, they're back in Ayodhya after 14 years. Huge relief, right? From his crowned king. And we get this picture of Ramaraj, a golden age, basically. Peace, everyone's happy, justice is perfect. The sources really stress this impeccable justice and compassion. Sounds almost too good to be true.
Well, it is meant to be the ideal, yeah. Rama Raja is like the gold standard for how a kingdom should run. Perfect harmony, peak governance. It sets this incredibly high bar. But that perfection, that harmony, that's exactly what makes the interruption, when it comes so tragic, it highlights the cracks,
Exactly. And here's where that perfect picture starts to, well, crumble. It's kind of shocking, really. Just one rumor. Whispers from a washerman questioning Sita's purity because she was in Ravana's palace. How could that, just one person's words, shake a whole kingdom, especially this kingdom?
It's a really profound point the Uttara Kanda makes, isn't it? It shows that a king's dharma sometimes isn't about his personal conviction of what's right or wrong. It's about maintaining public order, public perception, even if it means sacrificing something or someone incredibly precious. Rama's choice is agonizing. He knows Sita is innocent. The text is clear on that. But his duty, his dharma as king, to uphold the public trust or their perception of it, it forces his hand. He exiles her, sends her to sage Valmiki's hermitage. It's heartbreaking.
Oh, absolutely. It's just brutal. And Sita is pregnant at this time with his children. She ends up giving birth to their twin sons, Lava and Krusha, all alone in the hermitage. Just think about the emotional weight of that.
Yeah, it's heavy. And then the story shifts, interestingly, to the next generation. Lava and Kusha grow up with sage Valmiki. They become these amazing warriors, scholars, really skilled, masters of archery. And here's the kicker. They memorize the Ramayana itself, the story of their own father, though they don't know it yet. Which, sets up this fantastic twist later on.
Right, because that knowledge becomes crucial, doesn't it? Okay, so moving forward, Rama decides to perform something called an Ashwamedha Yajna, a horse sacrifice. This was a huge deal back then, a way to assert power. They'd release this special horse, and basically any king who dared to stop or capture that horse had to fight Rama's army. It was a big statement of dominance.
Exactly. And this is where that irony we talked about just slams into the story. The horse wanders, doing its thing, and ends up near Valmiki's ashram. And who captures it? Lava and Kusha. They have no idea it's the king's horse or who their father is. They're just defending their home turf, basically. Imagine that scene. Two boys unknowingly challenging the entire might of their own father's empire. The dramatic irony is just, wow.
Yeah, talk about high stakes they didn't even know they were playing for. So naturally, this leads to conflict. Rama sends his army. Even Lakshmana leads them at one point. And get this. These two young boys defeat everyone, every warrior sent against them. It's incredible. They're clearly formidable.
Absolutely formidable. And it's more than just a fight, isn't it? It's like the past meeting the future. Eventually, they're brought before Rama himself. And that's the moment of revelation. Sage Valmiki steps in and tells Rama, these are your sons. Rama is naturally overjoyed. But the sources say even then, his heart aches for Sita. That decision still hangs heavy.
That lingering sadness, it feels very real. Even in reunion, the cost is still present. And that unresolved pain, that need for public closure, maybe, it leads to Sita's final, very public, very powerful act. She agrees to one last trial, basically, to prove her purity to everyone once and for all.
And this climax.
Yeah.
It's one of the most striking, most awe-inspiring parts of the whole epic, I think. Sita stands before everyone, the whole assembly, and she prays, not to Rama, but to her mother, Bhumi Devi, Mother Earth. She asks the gods to take her back, swallow her whole. She's truly always been chaste and faithful. And then it happens. The ground literally splits open, a magnificent throne rises up, Mother Earth herself appears, embraces Sita, and takes her down into the earth. Gone. It's her ultimate vindication, a divine confirmation, far beyond any human court or opinion. She returns to the divine.
Wow. Just wow. A powerful, almost overwhelming ending for her story. And as the source calls it, a somber finale. Which then leads us to the end of Rama's own journey. His long reign concludes.
Yeah, the final pieces fall into place. Rama makes sure his sons, Lava and Kusha, are set up to rule. They get Ayodhya and a sister city. His brothers, Lakshmana, Partha, Shatrugna, they also depart the world, their roles fulfilled. And then Rama himself, his mission on earth is complete. He walks into the river Sarayu and returns to his divine form as Lord Vishnu. So the Uttara Kanda really wraps everything up, but with this profound sense of melancholy, maybe, highlighting those incredibly difficult choices even a perfect king had to make. And I think what's really key here is how it doesn't pull any punches. It shows the devastating cost of upholding Dharma, even for someone like Rama, even for Sita. It's a testament to her devotion, absolutely, but also to the immense sacrifices made by everyone. It's not a simple, happy ending. It's about endurance.
So, thinking about all this ancient story, what does it really mean for us today, listening to this? Maybe it forces us to look at happily ever after differently. It shows that even the best leaders, maybe even divine figures, face these impossible choices. And maybe real strength isn't just winning, but enduring, letting go. Does it sort of redefine heroism for you?
That's a great question. And it throws up another one, doesn't it? In our world, where what people think is true, public perception often clashes hard with private reality. What's the real price of doing your duty? How do leaders, or even just us, balance these conflicting demands? It's still incredibly relevant.
Absolutely. So for you, listening, maybe think about how this book of Aftermath challenges us. It asks us to see heroism not just in victory laps, but in the quiet, sometimes heartbreaking sacrifices that duty and justice demand. True strength might be in that endurance, like you said. Or maybe in knowing when to let go for something bigger. Lots to think about there. We hope this deep dive into the Uttara Kanda gave you some new perspectives. Thanks for joining us. Until next time.